Something that I get asked quite a lot is, how can I become intuitive? Or how can I develop my intuition? Especially if you're someone who considers yourself to be too down to earth or too pragmatic, you might think that you're not intuitive. But I'm here to tell you that yes, you are. Everybody is intuitive. It's not really a question of whether or not you are intuitive. There are, however, 3 things that might be standing in the way of you using your intuition. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing what these 3 things are so you can address them, get them out of the way, and successfully start utilizing that intuition of yours. So stick around all the way until the end to find out what these 3 things are. My name is Lori. I'm multifaceted with many hats, so I'm called many different things. And one of them is your down-to-earth cosmic sidekick. I was born in an old world occult Haitian bloodline, and my lineage is filled with shaman priests and priestesses. I'm here to help you help yourself steer your life in the most positive direction for you. And I'm also going to show you how to bridge the above and the below in perfect harmony together so you can best navigate your life path and fulfill your true destiny and your purpose. Is this on? Are we rolling? Okay. My life is like a tightrope, always balancing and hovering between both the visible and invisible world. The past 3 decades I've spent mastering and basking in the realm of the arts, while simultaneously, for nearly half of those 3 decades, I have served by way of the occult arts. I have served as a personal oracle, seer, spiritual advisor, and provided spiritual guidance, covering, healing, and protection to individuals from all walks of life, from politicians to scientists, from celebrities to athletes, from medical healthcare professionals, those in banking, you name it. I have taken many under my wing and assisted them in weaving their destiny, helping them to cultivate and use their own inborn occult abilities to create profound changes in their lives. And in turn, by way of ripple effect, continue on to positively impact the lives of others themselves. An artist, a mystic, a multifaceted divine creator, a high priestess, a living, breathing bridge between this dimension and all the many others, always in between. Before I dive into today's video, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Now, first things first, let me break down for you what intuition is from my perspective based on my own lived experience and insights. Intuition is the birthright of every living creature under the sun. It's right at your disposal from the moment that your spiritual essence enters this world when you're born. It's always there with you, readily accessible, always available to you. Your intuition is your soul's 3-in-1 spiritual tool in order to help it carry out and complete what your soul came to do in this lifetime. Now, if you would like to know more about what intuition actually is, I have another video about that where I go deeper into what it is, much deeper into that. After you're done watching this video, then go ahead, watch my other video. But first this one, and then the other one. Alright, so there might be 3 things standing in the way of you using that intuition of yours. Number 1, are you paying close enough attention? Your intuition is always on. It's always working, always doing its job. But are you paying attention to it? when it does, or are you ignoring it? Especially when your intuition is trying to communicate something to you that your heart and mind may not like to hear, it's very tempting to just brush it off to the side, but it's not wise to do so. Keep in mind that your intuition is your best friend, the best friend you will ever have, and it always has your best interest at heart. So next time it is trying to tell you something that your heart and mind may not like to hear, do your best to not brush it off or ignore it, but listen to it and act accordingly. Now, what can also be the case is not necessarily that you're ignoring it because you don't like what it's communicating to you, but that you are not even aware at all that it is in fact your intuition that's trying to communicate something to you. Because it comes so natural to you that you don't really think anything of it and never really stop to think about it. Perhaps in your mind you have this big bombastic picture of what intuition is supposed to feel like or be like this huge lightning bolt or something, which it could be for some. Like for me, sometimes it will even stop me dead in my tracks. For real. Yeah, it can get quite intense, but it doesn't have to. And maybe in your case, it's more like a little hunch, a little something that suits you and does the job for you. Moving on to number 2. Do you trust your intuition unwaveringly? Now, this one out of all 3 is probably the most challenging. Because, and I've been saying this for a decade, when you follow and trust your intuition, sometimes it might not make sense in that moment, but it will always make sense afterwards. You just have to not be afraid to let it make sense afterwards. I repeat, sometimes what your intuition communicates to you might not make logical sense to you in that moment. But, and it is a big but, it will always 1,000%, 9 times gazillion, million, trillion, it will always, without fail, make sense afterwards. But the challenge is not being afraid to allow for it to make total sense to you later on, afterwards, because it will always steer you in the right direction. Last but not least, number 3. Are you able to discern correctly? This is also a tricky one because your intuition might tell you one thing, then your heart and mind might tell you another thing, and then some outer influence might tell you yet another thing. And the next thing you know, you're all confused. You're like, who, what do I listen to? In this case, it's extra important to go back to the first thing that I mentioned in this video, which is pay attention. And in particular, I want you to pay close attention to how your intuition communicates specifically to you. It does that consistently in a specific way to you. Eventually, it gets very easy for you to distinguish when it is your intuition speaking to you, communicating to you, and when it is not. So these are the 3 things that may be standing in the way of you using your intuition. Let me know in the comments if you resonate with one or more of them. Now, if there's a situation in any area of your life that your intuition has been trying to communicate to you about, but you would still prefer and like some help and an objective eye to look into it for you, then book a consultation with me. You can find the link for that in the description box below. During your one-on-one consultation session with me, I will use my own occult abilities to tune into you and your situation, your issue at hand, as well as consult and call on primordial deities, spirits, and other worldly forces in order to really zoom in on what's going on for you and either confirm things for you or bring something to your awareness about what you're dealing with that you didn't know, but you really should know. Or perhaps even give you a heads up of what's to come for you in the near or distant future. Check the description box below to book your session with me, and I'll be happy to be of assistance to you.
I'll meet you in the astral plane tonight. Tell you what I'm scared to say when we 보고 싶어 보고 싶어 오 사랑해요 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 오 보고 싶어 보고 싶어 보고 싶어 Let's fly away. Yin and yang diverging for a while. Thoughts of us is all I have to comfort me. And though the wall that stands between us won't be broken down so easy, I'm still hoping I'll never stop hoping. I'll meet you in the astral plane tonight. Tell you what I'm scared to say when we 보고 싶어 보고 싶어 오 사랑해요 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 보고 싶어 보고 싶어 보고 싶어 Let's fly away. Working life is almost too unbearable without you, but I know that you'll return to me in divine time.
For now, don't go anywhere. You two, do your thing. Recommend the video that this fabulous watcher here will like. You're gonna see it here somewhere. Until next time.